Hi guys. Um, I wanted to do this video in response to an email I got, um, what was it, a couple of days ago, I guess. Um, this person asked me about spell candles, or quote-unquote chime candles. Um, and they were wanting to know how to use them and wanted to know the difference between using them and normal everyday candles. And due to my experience, how I have learned, um, the spell candles, they're specially designed for spells. And so they don't last forever. They burn, I think, within like 30 minutes to an hour, hour and a half, somewhere in there. And it's easier to accomplish your spell that way. If you are using the big, tall candles, it's going to take you quite a while to get that to burn all the way down, because some people believe that when you use a candle for a spell, you only use it for that spell. You don't blow it out and then start a new spell with the same candle, because that would be counter reacting to the spell that you started off with. Okay, and so spell candles come in more handy than those do. Um, Now, it's always good to use the big ones when you are doing, let's say, a house blessing, or if you are simply doing like a meditation ritual, if you are communicating with the goddess and the god, if you are doing something personal that you know is going to take quite a while. Um, because like meditations and stuff, they normally go anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, even longer, depending on the person and their intention behind it. But I prefer using spell candles for your normal, all the time spells. And so they wanted to know what's the difference between the two, which I just gave you, and how do you use it compared to the normal everyday candles. And with a spell candle, it's almost like your entire spell is formulated around that candle. Now, you don't have to use props and tools and all this stuff, which many people will tell you the same thing. Props and the tools, they are all there for your mental, physical, emotional focus. It is not necessarily something you have to have, but if it helps you spiritually focus on your intentions of whatever it is you're doing, then you might need it. So it's up to the person of what they need and what they don't need. And when it comes to candles, it's almost like it's like a hysteria. If you're a witch, you've got candles. If you are a Wiccan that practices witchcraft, you've got candles somewhere. And candles are so easy to obtain and get a hold of. Um, the specific ones I bought are, it's a package of 10 spell candles, um, and it's in a variety of colors, different colors. And it also gives me a little listing, which, let me open it up real quick. Gives me a little listing of what each one represents. Okay? So it says Ritual Magic, which is the company I bought it from. And then it also goes through each of the colors, what they represent. And so that makes it a little easier for myself, because I wanted it so that I could put it in my Book of Shadows when I finished with these candles. And that way when I go back and I order more candles, then I'll automatically already know what each color represents and stuff like that, because color magic plays a big part in candle magic. You can't necessarily use a brown candle for a love spell. Okay, that would be defeating the purpose. You can't use a purple candle for a banishing spell if you're trying to remove something negative in your life, because it's welcoming. Purple is welcoming spirituality. It's welcoming your spiritual transition. So it wouldn't be removing anything, it would be welcoming it. Make sense? Okay. So that is how color magic is involved with candle magic. But I got this little listing, and then I got the set of 10 candle spells. It was actually quite cheap. I think it was like $3-4 for 10 of them. So I really can't complain. And that's after the shipping and handling and stuff, because I ordered them online. Because the store I have here in my town, it primarily sells like your 7-day candles and stuff like that. And they sent a little business card, so that's kind of cool, so that I can get in contact with them again when I need more. And for example today, I'm going to use I'm going to use a pink candle, which represents friendship, harmony, and femininity. Okay? And we're going to use it for the primary focus of friendship. Okay? Seal that back up, and they put a chemical on the candles, which I don't know if that's a good thing, I don't know if it's a bad thing, but I like it. The chemical prevents it from, let's say you have these in your car overnight, it's really hot, they're not going to melt. And I thought that was kind of cool. So, because in my area of the States, it gets extremely hot during the summer, and yeah, so it's kind of hard to keep everything cool. I mean, we have air conditioning and stuff like that, but it still gets a little humid at times. So I thought that was fascinating, and that's another reason why I bought it. Okay, now you also have, I'm going a little bit too far. You also want something that will hold the candle, because you don't want to just hold it in your hand the whole time. You want to be able to focus your energy on that candle, and if you're holding it, your hand might start hurting, your arm may fall asleep, all kinds of things can happen, and you sure as heck don't want to drop the candle. So you need a chime candle holder. Now, if you are unable to buy one, which I'm going to demonstrate optional ways of using it, if you do not have a chime candle holder, then using a cigarette butt holder that you would put in your ashtray works just the same. One of these little things. Okay? It's got a hole at the top, and then it's got the big hole at the bottom. This one's quite dirty, but it's from all of the chime candles I've been using in it. Okay, so it's got the big hole, which is what you're going to be using for the chime candle. And you set it down like this, and when you burn the candle, there's still a little room in the top for it to like wobble side to side or whatever. And so when your wax melts, it's going to go straight through the bottom hole, and it'll spill out in your ashtray, and that way you don't have a big mess or anything like that. You can just peel it off of the ashtray and do it that way. So I think that's a lot easier. The chime candle holders, they don't have an opening, so when it melts, it pretty much sticks on the inside and stuff, unless you get one that's really tight around the candle, and that is a disaster. So I started using the cigarette butt holder, thinking that maybe it would be easier, and it is. So if you're trying to do a quick spell, that would be something I would suggest. And they only cost maybe 50 cents to $1 compared to going online to eBay or Amazon or something like that and buying a actual chime candle holder and paying $5, $10, $15, $20 for it. Okay, who wants to pay $10, $15, $20 for something that size? Makes no sense to me. Okay, I do have one, but it was given to me. I did not buy it, and I probably will never buy one in my entire life, because it's not the item that matters. It's the intention, it's the spell. So if it doesn't have a pinnacle on it, I'm cool with that. If it's not specific, I'm cool with that as well. So anyway, I'm going to move the camera so that you can see the ashtray and see what I'm doing. Okay? So yeah. Okay. And pardon the mess, my apartment is, or my home is filthy, so I haven't cleaned today. I need to get up and clean after I do this video. But okay, you can obviously see the ashtray now, I hope. So you've got your candle holder or your cigarette butt holder sitting in the middle of the ashtray, and make sure that the big hole is at the top, not the small one. Okay, so you just want to set it upside down pretty much. Okay, now we're going to get our candle. Let me zoom in for you real quick. Okay. See, there's the goddess sitting there watching us. So, okay, so we're going to get our candle. And since this is a friendship candle, okay, we are going to stick it in like so. And see, it's a little wobbly. So when it melts, it's going to go through those little cracks there, and it'll come out through the bottom. Okay? So you're just going to set that in there. Now, since this is a friendship spell, another part of the spell that I normally do for friendship spells, no matter what they are, is adding oil to the candle. Now, you don't want to put too much up here close to the wick, because you sure as hell don't want to, blow the house up or anything. So you just find essential oil, whatever fits your needs, and you rub it on the candle, on the sides. Now, because of this being a friendship spell, and because of me wanting to, the purpose of this spell is to sweeten the relationship. Okay, maybe I had a fight with one of my friends. Maybe they lost trust in me because I said something the wrong way. Whatever the case may be. So I want to sweeten it. So I'm using this fragrance oil called maple sugar. Maple sugar. And it smells like pumpkin pie in a sense. Oh, it's so nice. And so you're just going to put a couple of drops on your finger, like so. Okay. And it'll be on your finger. And then you're just going to mark 4 corners on the candle holder. which represents north, south, east, and west. And then you're going to rub down the candle, okay? You're just going to kind of twist your way around and get it all over that candle. And that's all for that part, okay? Now you're going to want to put your energy into the candle, whatever your intention may be. So quietly in your mind, just visualize what you want the intent to be. Don't touch the candle, but kind of keep like a quarter of an inch space between your hand and the candle, and visualize your intent and think of what you want to happen. Okay, now that we have finished that, we are going to light the candle. There are a lot of people that prefer using lighters. There's a lot of people that are against the lighters and using matches because it's more of a natural element. It's wood. But because of this being a demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and just use a lighter. So we're going to light the wick and make sure that you keep focusing on your intent, okay? You never want to take your mind off the intent until the candle is completely burned out. And it may take a little bit to get it to light, especially after putting the oil on it. But you pretty much see where I'm going with this. So, yeah. And also I have my air conditioner blowing too, so that's a part of it as well. There we go. And you just sit and you keep focusing on your primary focus, whatever the goal is, and you just let it burn all the way down. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's already starting to melt the wax. It's starting to fall down. So I would say roughly 30 minutes to an hour is how long it takes for it to burn down. And it's going like crazy, but that's a part of the spell. The more energy you see within your candle, the better your spell outcome is going to be. Because all of your energy, all of your work, all of your time and effort is being put into that one source of energy contraption, okay? It's not like you're sending your energy into multiple items, multiple tools, things like that. You are putting everything of your intent into this candle. And therefore, it's going to take more energy to sustain, and it's going to go like crazy the more energy you put into it. And that is the truth with any type of spell work. The more energy and the more time and the more focus you put into it, the more hopeful your spell outcome will be. Okay? So that is pretty much it on how to use candle spell or spell candles compared to normal everyday candles. Such as this one. Okay? And there it goes. It went out. It's because of my air conditioner. But you see the difference? This one would burn out so much quicker than this one. Okay? They both can do the same purpose, but depending on your circumstance, either you can take 2-3 hours for your spell, or you can take 30 minutes to an hour for your spell. You see what I'm saying? So these are easier and more beneficial for those that work long hours, that have a lot of stuff going on. Maybe they're traveling or something like that. So yeah. Okay, so that is it for that demonstration. I hope that it helped her. But like I said, these are a little bit harder to burn. They're not hard to burn, but you get what I'm saying. The spell candles, they burn a little bit quicker than these do. And so if you are in a big rush, if you've got a lot going on that day, maybe you're trying to do the spell while you're meditating early in the morning before you start your day. If you are a person that stays on the road all the time and you can't really take your altar and all of these tools that you might need for spell work, then this would be your best option. Okay? Because it is the only tool you need for a quick, easy spell. Now, this isn't a video demonstrating how to be lazy and not try at anything, because it's not. I'm just trying to give an easier approach, but it doesn't mean that you don't need to cut out anything spiritually. It's just an option of, okay, there's too much going on today, but I've still got to do the spell, so what's my best option? That type of thing. And I would suggest using the small spell candles. And you can order them on Amazon, you can order them on eBay, they're everywhere. So just look into it, and hopefully it works for you. So if you do prefer just using these, then go right ahead. I was just giving an option to her. So yeah, that's all for this video. I thank you all for watching. May the goddess and the god be forever in your heart, and I love you all, and blessed be.